Hello YouTube world, and welcome back. Now I just wanted to show you guys real quick this car that was just recently brought into the shop that my dad actually just picked up. So it's a 1987 Volvo 240 GL. And now this car has kind of turned into the hipster car that a lot of people know it for. But I just wanted to do a quick walk around because I thought this car was actually really interesting. And the whole story behind this is a family friend reached out and basically said that they wanted to sell the car. And now we got it here today. So what I'll do today is I'll just do a quick walk around on the outside and the inside. And we'll take it out on the road real quick and see how it drives. Now, this isn't cleaned up or anything by any means. The biggest issue is actually an electrical issue. So the electrical issue was that the central locking that is actually located down here on the fuse box was causing it to leave the light on and draining the battery. So every time that you would lock the doors, it would drain the battery. And it was a head scratching moment trying to figure out what was exactly wrong with it. But I think that's just kind of the charm of wanting to own an old Volvo. There's just some kids laughing on the playground in the background. Don't worry about that. But for the most part, the body is actually in really good shape. It's got a little ding there on the trunk, but that's not a big deal. So we come around to the other side. Looks really good. And it's just remarkable, like how well kept this car is. I mean, this is a really old car. It's in really good shape. Usually you'd see like all the door dings and stuff like that. But the car does have about 140,000 miles on it. Not a biggie though. Actually did try polishing up the headlights and the taillights earlier. And unfortunately there is a little bit of moisture getting on the inside, and these are not made of glass. These are made of plastic. So as you can see with this one a little bit more, there's a lot more moisture coming in on this side. But not the end of the world. Everything still works. And what's so cool about the inside is the seats. You really don't get to see this in much newer cars. I mean, look at this door card, for example. It's so cool. Just very retro. Even the way that you open the door is just so unconventional. You pull this way to open the door. And for a car from '87, it's remarkable that it has power windows and power locks. I think that's just really cool. And of course, it's not perfect, it's not brand new, but for what it is, it's just really cool. It's just got this vintage Volvo-esque stuff in it. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is not original. These look to be aftermarket, but they look to be period correct, because I'm not sure what this brand is. Morel. I don't know. Maybe you guys will let me know down in the comments. It's pretty cozy back there, too. We come into the driver's side. Everything is there. The speaker, I don't think actually came like that from the factory. It looks like somebody put that there themselves. And the seats are still in really good shape. And they're leather seats. And what's even crazier too with the power windows and the power locks is this heated seats. Look at this. Heated seats in an '87 Volvo. Very cool. Here's a look at the cluster and the steering wheel. Look at the steering wheel. Like, tell me this is not one of the coolest things you've ever seen. It is the weirdest setup for a steering wheel that I've seen in quite some time. And the 9-3 grip is very high up. So when you have your thumbs planted here, it just feels very weird. It takes some getting used to, but usually when I'm cruising around, I typically just have my thumbs down here. I mean, I'm not going to be going fast in this thing, so not a big deal. And I love this too. Look at this little clock. This little Volvo clock. I mean, you don't get to see that anymore in modern cars. Unless you are buying like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley. I'm pretty sure they're like the only automakers that really take the time and effort to put in those little clocks just like that. And of course, it's got an aftermarket stereo. And here's a look at the vents. Nothing too crazy here. I do like this though, this little park bench where you can just put all kinds of assorted items. But it's small enough that you can't put your phone, which is unfortunate. So you kind of have to think outside the box for that. And on top of that too, it does not have any cup holders. So that's something else you have to consider as well. If you want to, you know, drive this car every day, make sure you have some sort of cup holder or maybe like a water bottle of some sort. And all the switches in here are so simple. I mean, look at this. Look at how refreshing this is. You want cold? Go to cold. You want hot? Go to hot. Simple as that, right? It's got the rear defroster, recirculation, as well as directing the heat down to your feet. And if you want to turn this on, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Easy as it gets. And this thing also has air conditioning. Look at this. It's either 0 or max. I don't know. I love that. Even got the little hazards. Sweet little thing, isn't it? Now, unfortunately, I don't have my camera equipment with me to do the, you know, traditional style videos that I like to do for the driving tests. But I thought I would at least just turn on the car so you guys can hear the engine purr, and then maybe just take it around the block while I hold the camera. Since this is an automatic, I will say that this is going to be a lot safer than doing this with a manual. And I'm in a pretty quiet neighborhood, and I'm not on busy streets or anything like that, so I think it's okay just for taking it around real quick. So let's fire this thing up. Sounds pretty good. Brake in, put it into D, and away we go. One sec here. Okay. This car is not fast at all, but it's very comfortable. These seats are amazingly comfortable. It's like sitting on a couch. And for an 87, it's remarkably quiet in here. Not a lot of wind noise or anything like that. But it does feel very heavy. It feels like if you drove this thing off a cliff, you'd probably survive. And that's a big thing about Volvos, you know, their safety. And even for the older cars, just like this one, it's a remarkably safe little car. Don't want to get in their way. I was just trying to get out of the way of that person walking by. Nice cloudy day today, but still a nice view. Suspension feels pretty good. It is pretty soft, so I wasn't expecting it to feel super tight. But still, very manageable. But let's pop up the hood, see what's going on underneath there. Underneath the hood, it's not actually a 5-cylinder, it's a 4-cylinder. So Volvos, typically the more modern ones, are known for their 5-cylinder engines. I think maybe this was a little bit before its time when it comes to the engine configuration, but what's so refreshing again is look at how much space there is to work on this. I mean, you don't really get to see this much anymore, and it's so straightforward. There's no plastic coverings, and it's a drive-by throttle cable. It's really neat. It's got a good battery in it. All the belts and stuff are good. The spark plug wires are a little bit tired, I will say, but it hasn't had any misfiring issues just yet. but I think that'll be on the list for things to replace soon. So there it is. All right, I think we can close this now. Now it is missing some of the wheel caps, so we've been kind of on the hunt for those in the meantime. But the tires are in good shape. And I just love everything about this is just so cool. I didn't really think much of this when I first walked up and saw this car for the first time, but it's really grown on me. I think it's really cool for the most part. So, do a quick walk around. What it looks like from all angles. And let me know what you think down in the comments down below. And I like the environment that it's in too. We're just like in this little park. Where I actually grew up. This used to be an elementary school. And this is actually the turnaround spot. So if you were coming through here, this is where all the kids would line up to get picked up. So it's weird now to be, you know, in the middle of a pandemic and seeing that this has been turned into just like a recreational park. But it still brings back a lot of memories. And I think this is what this car kind of symbolizes memories, a different time, as they say. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.